Should we go the other way?
Hello. What's other way?
This way.
Oh, I hate
I like this way.
that. I hate that. All right, friends. We're live.
Yeah.
We are definitely
We are
live
living.
on all the things. So we're actually live on the tube as well right now, the YouTube. See, I can't see who's talking to us. Cookie California, what's up, girl?
Hey.
What's up?
Hey. So,
All right. Okay, so
what's up,
it is Mindful
Instagram?
Monday. It's Mindful Monday
What's
day.
all what's up to all my peeps?
What are we talking about today on Mindful Monday?
We're talking about this situations,
Pandemic.
this
Don't say what
pan
it's called.
yeah, this situation
Okay.
that we are all quarantined
Yes.
because of. So we're just here talking about how it's affected us and how we've had to adapt as well as adjust personally and as a small business owner.
Did
So
we say
yeah,
welcome to Mindful Monday?
yeah. Welcome to Mindful Monday.
It's Monday, and what a great day it is to be mindful.
Yes,
Are we right?
it is the first day of the week, and we're ready to be mindful with you.
So if I'm like looking over this way, it's because we just set up a YouTube live to be going at the same time. So I'm just checking to make sure it looks okay. So if you ever want to watch this again and the quality ends up being okay, it's going to be on YouTube,
Yeah.
right?
So
We on the platform.
yeah,
I'm gonna pull up the thing here so I don't have to tilt my head to read who's going.
you're gonna pull up what?
The live on my phone so I
Oh,
can see
okay.
who's commenting without
Yeah, do
having
that.
to
Yeah, do that. Do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Your fingers are cold, yo.
I'm
Don't touch
sure.
me. Don't touch my
Okay,
leg.
can we get into it? Let's do this. I don't know who we saying hi to, but hello. I can't read upside down. All right, Rashawn, you ready?
Yeah.
Hop into.
So welcome to Mindful Monday. Of course, I'm wearing my shirt. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I got this from a client's mom, which I'm very thankful for. So thank you for hooking us up with this shirt right
Yes.
here. Um,
Hi, Tulika. Hi,
so
Susie.
welcome to Mindful Monday again. My name is Rashawn. Susie is right
I
here.
am. So we're talking tonight. We're talking about our experience, both professionally and personally, with this whole situation that's happening right now. And with that, as you guys may or may not know, whenever we do these lives for Mindful Monday, the last Monday of every month, we always want to not just talk to you guys, but hear from you. So we
Yes.
want to know what you guys are experiencing, how everything is going with you, what you guys have been up to, how you're doing like emotionally and mentally, like all the things. We're diving in tonight.
Yep.
We dive in it. Oh, I'm about to.
Oh, yes.
Stop, you sound just like him. We're gonna have copyright issues.
I know.
We're gonna have copyright issues on YouTube.
Ah.
Okay, so let's dive in. So basically, obviously, this situation has affected everyone in a different way, right? And we'll just kind of start with our business, right? Because that's super easy for people to understand, no? Or do you want to say
Let's
something else?
start personally,
Let's
cause
start. Then you
yeah,
kick it off,
let's start
Rashawn. What you
personally.
waiting for?
So yeah, Mindful Monday is about talking about your experience on a daily
Yeah,
basis, and because of what we're experiencing, with everything that's going on, everyone's facing the same situation. Some people are out of
differently.
work.
Yeah.
Some people are still working. Some people are more exposed or have the possibility to be exposed to
The thing.
the virus,
Yeah.
more than some. So, and we want to give a shout out to all people in healthcare that are close to
Hmm.
this and is battling this as they're getting flooded and we're hitting
Really,
that
any
peak.
kind of hair, any kind of care, right? Because you think about like babysitters.
Hmm.
From what I obviously I don't have kids, but like from what I understand, babysitters are in high demand right now,
Hmm.
right? Anybody who's in any type of care position, like not just like your with healthcare at hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, so
personally.
personally, how this has affected me. Yeah, so both my businesses are based on people interaction.
What are your
So
businesses,
my
Rashawn? What
businesses,
could they be?
we own a dance studio.
Oh,
Number one,
oh,
number
okay.
one, we own a dance studio, and the week that we were told that bars and gyms and
That was
everything
two
had to
weeks
be
ago.
closed by 8 p.m., we were like, holy crap,
Yeah.
how are we going to do this? And also, my other business, which is catering slash teaching people how to cook, being a personal chef,
Yeah.
all those things. Like I can't. That part of my business is basically shut down right now
Mhm.
because of that, and we are basically we're figuring out this entire social distance through the virtual world, how to operate a business there, and
Wait, I thought you were talking about personal.
it is so it is personal in some ways. Okay, so it's kind of making that shift over into business.
Oh, Rashawn,
But anyways,
how has it impacted you
personally,
personally?
it's been tough because one, you can't go really visit family too much because you're out in the world and you might bring it home unknowingly. Personally, I've had more time to talk to my mom. I've had more time to talk to my dad. I've had more time to talk to my sisters. So, in a personal way, it's been positive in that
A
way.
blessing, if you will.
Yeah, it's been a blessing because I've had to slow down um, from everything that I've been doing so I can actually, talk to my mom who's been missing me a lot
Mhm.
because I've been working so hard with everything that I've been doing, which is she's very proud of me, but she would like to talk to me some more. And it's been very nice to actually sit and talk to her for a little bit and talk about this entire situation as well as what's going on in her life right now. Also, uh, it kind of supports my goal of feeding myself because I've made a goal this past for 2020 to make all of my meals at home, and I feel like the last 2 weeks before this happened, I was like going to Wegmans and getting those prepared meals a lot.
Because let's be honest, Wegmans is the
And
bomb.
Wegmans is the
The
bomb,
bomb.
but I still I took out all fast food out of my diet and I was mainly eating prepared food. And I made a pact with myself, a promise with myself that I would prepare all my meals for the entire year.
Mhm.
And I would not eat fast food as well.
So for the past 2 weeks, Rashawn been cooking up a storm. I'm
Yes.
not gonna lie, I'm very grateful for that as well. Cause
Susie been over every dinner time.
yo, can I please tell you, he made a cheesecake. A cheesecake. If you are a cheesecake fan, woo, with the sauce and homemade whipped, ooh, there's like half a cheesecake left. And I asked him yesterday, I was like, "Do you want some?" He's like, "No, that's like literally for you." I'm like,
because I because
I love
I love cheesecake, but I'm also not a rich dessert type of person.
Oh, I'm
I'll
rich.
I'll have like one slice and then I'll be done with it for like for the next 6 months.
It's so
I'm like a savory person. I just love savory food. So
I savor
yeah.
your food experiences.
All
I don't know.
right.
Anyway, so yeah, he's definitely been cooking a lot more, which supports a goal that he
Got some
has.
banana bread.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I got some banana bread. Got some. Yeah, so I've been cooking like
yeah.
over the top. Like today I made wings. I also made tacos. So yeah.
If you had to be quarantined with anyone, this dude right here. Mm,
You should be looking at your thing.
I am. They come up a little slower on our end. Susie, you kill me. Oh, I'm. As I said, I'm rich. Just keep it real, guys. So yeah, so that's how it's impacts you personally. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also been like I've been really limiting my like going out.
Oh,
Um,
praise the Lord.
I've been limiting going outside and going to the supermarket. I've done enough shopping where I don't need to go as often as I normally go. But
Which
I'm
is
just
like every day.
yeah, I usually go every day
Like
because I
legitimately.
cook I want to cook fresh every day. But anyways, um like I love going out and going out to run, but I'm also scared to just be running out there all the time. So I'm trying to
But
limit
we
that.
got glow sticks, so it's
Yeah, we
okay.
got some glow sticks just in case.
Chris said, "This is making me way hungry, and I'm happy to buy takeout." You
Yeah,
gotta do what you gotta do
pretty
to
much.
feed yourself.
Pretty much.
I would
So.
have to do the same thing if I wasn't here. 'Cause, yeah. Did you have anything that was like a challenge
The challenge of like not being able to go out all the time with being hesitant to go outside.
How does that make you feel?
I just start readjusting how I think.
So
So
what a great time to share on Mindful
yeah, I start
Monday.
readjusting my perspective. Like uh I know this is being quarantined or being away from everybody else is going to help this go away faster. So my mindset is to stay as much in the house as possible so we can basically get through this and get on the other side so we can get back to like interpersonal relationships and just talking to each other and being around other people. I just wanted to get to that faster,
Hmm.
so
Okay.
I'm like, if I stay in and I do what I need to do and I figure out what I need to do in here to keep myself in here and not become a host of spreading it, then I'm doing my job. So I've adjusted it in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else personal you want to share with people?
What else?
A lot of the reason we're like struggling to answer this, or I haven't answered yet, but a lot of our personal life is our business. So that's why it's like
Yeah,
there's
it's
not a
hard
whole
to.
lot to our personal lives
Yeah,
necessarily.
really. So
But I'll share. Can I share?
yeah, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
share. Also, before I say it, Chris said to clarify from you, take out from you.
Oh, take out from me.
So you could still have business,
I
Rashad.
know,
You
right?
could. You could have business if we did so. Okay, so for me personally, like outside of dance, and I guess outside of photography as well, I have a day job, and let me tell ya, let me tell you,
And
boy,
guys, yeah.
boy, let me tell you, it has been a little bit hectic on my end. I work for KeyBank, and I don't work at a branch. I work back end in enterprise business resiliency, which you might have heard terms like that in the news as of late, or business continuity or recovery or anything like that. So my department basically is responsible for making sure the whole bank is ready to continue operations tech wise, people wise, process wise, if crap hits the fan. Well, guess what? Crap has hit the fan. It's flying everywhere. Are we right? Am I
Yes,
right?
you're right.
It's everywhere. So so that being said, like our department normally just plans for these things and facilitates planning, whereas right now we're like in it. We're like, okay, we're actually activating on these plans. So we're like every day like in the trenches of making sure that we can actually continue our operations. And so it's been super duper hectic for me. So with that being said, one, I am very grateful as much as I say it so openly. I don't love my job, right? It's not my passion. That's pretty fair to say.
Hmm.
Um, but I always try to keep in perspective that I'm grateful that I have a job, and especially in this specific time, I'm so grateful that I have a job, one that really really needs me right now, to ensure that I have my steady income from my normal job coming in. That being said, I'm gonna share an opposite perspective because guess what? The grass is greener on the other side.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. Well, no, Chris Brown says the grass ain't greener on the other side because literally there's always that perspective of you. We always think it's better on someone else's end of things.
Mm.
So like I said, period, I'm super grateful for everything I have with my job and the funds and everything. One thing I'll just say I'm a little bit envious or jealous, whichever word is not like negative, more of just like wishing I had it, but not like negative upon the other person. Which
Mm.
one is it? I don't know, whichever one it is. I don't feel negative towards the people who do have this. I just wish that I had this. An opportunity to chill the F out
Mm.
for a hot moment.
Mm.
Because that ain't happening. I had a little bit of that this weekend, which was nice. But um, I'm seeing, everyone's talking about like, oh, like you got nothing to do. I'm bored. And I'm like, what? Like, I wish I was bored for a second. Like, I don't actually want to be bored, but I wish I had an opportunity to really like take time to call up my friends, call up all the people, but it just hasn't. I've been able to do it a little bit. We got to chat with our girl Marissa last night for like I don't know 20 minutes or so.
It probably was. It's probably. You thought it was 20 minutes. It's probably like 35,
So
40
oh,
minutes.
I loved it though because she's like one of my besties, and we were doing like filters and like games. It was like awesome. But I really haven't talked to other people outside of that, or and Jesse. But
Mm.
um, So anyway, like I'm seeing everybody talk about like these opportunities, like, and I'm telling people take this opportunity to do something you've always wanted to do, and I wish I was able to do that right now. But at the same token, I also am very grateful that I have a job that I don't have to have the financial stress that maybe other people are experiencing. So that's something that I'm dealing with personally. Also, guess what?
I know what you're gonna tell the people.
But you gotta say what,
What,
Susie?
Susie?
You gotta go.
What, Susie?
It's you gotta keep track
Okay.
of the stuff. I forgot. Guess what, people? I just bought a house. I picked it up on Friday. I was like, whoop, I like that
Wait,
one.
wait. Hold on. You picked up the house?
I've been working out, Rashawn. Don't you know? So I officially picked up my house on Friday. No, I closed on Friday, and that has been an incredible situation of like over the past year, looking at so many houses, almost buying a condo, yada yada. And it's so crazy that it actually happened. That I closed on my initially scheduled close date, which like never happens, but especially not during a situation such as this.
So really quick,
Yes.
Preksha says Marissa actually told me about you guys when I met her for my wedding and told me to start classes if we are talking about B Suite. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes, we're talking
Oh, I
about B
didn't
Suite.
know. Did we know that? If we
Hmm.
did, I forgot, and I apologize. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
obviously super excited. But put a pin in that. Yes, isn't Marissa like one of the most wonderful human beings? I didn't know that you had her dessert table at your wedding. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was incredibly beautiful.
And delicious.
And freaking delicious.
Yes.
But yeah, she's like best friend. Rashawn best friend, Marissa best friend. That's what we're doing.
Three peas in a pod.
Hey. So
The funny thing is, before Musicality Central got started,
oh, this is a fun tangent. Go for
yeah,
it.
before Musicality Central got started, Marissa, Susie, and I used to sit in a studio that I used to teach at. Actually, Free Soul. I used to teach at Free Soul, and we used to sit in the lounge area and talk about the future. And it's so crazy that we are all doing exactly what we were talking about in that
Little
lounge area,
area.
except
I
Susie
had
had
no idea.
Susie did
How
not yet discover what she wanted to do
I
as a
had like
business
just
on the side.
started. I had just started teaching dance at that
Yeah.
point too. So this was
So
like 6 years ago.
so yeah, Marissa's doing her dessert table that she talked about for so long, and we started a dance studio like we were talking about. And then Susie is now doing her photography
That's
business,
crazy. You
which
gotta
is
dream.
crazy.
You gotta dream. And you also have to
And
dream with
I'm
people.
also doing my catering business. So it's like we're all like all three of us that we had conversations after class every single like dance class is
Mhm.
now doing something with entrepreneur.
Yo, those
Like
types of conversations are so important.
yes,
Like
they are.
things not necessarily like about entrepreneurship, whatever it is for you, that's like something you want out of life. Like you got to talk about it out loud, whether it's to yourself or with someone you trust,
Hmm.
right? Someone who maybe is headed in a similar direction or someone who's already been where you want to go. Don't necessarily talk about it with people who have no idea what the heck, who
Hmm.
might discourage it in a loving way. I'm just saying.
Oh
People, we got
Lord.
dream haters out there. We got dream haters out there, but we don't need to get into that right
Yeah.
now. So anyway, yeah, that is Marissa.
So that is what this situation has brought upon us on a personal level.
Is that everything personally
I
though?
think so. Are you finished? I don't know if you were done.
I might have been done.
Okay. Are you done?
I was just saying that I bought a house. And
Yeah, congratulations.
that
Yeah.
really has got like swept under the rug, like under the welcome home rug, if you will. Like
When?
I mean, like normally when someone buys a house, it's this big like
Party?
like to do like thing, and it's just because everything's been so crazy. It's like, oh yeah, I bought a house. Let's continue working.
Yeah.
Like it's been so nonchalant. Like, oh yeah, just bought a house. It's fine. I'm like, it's fine. I just bought my own house.
Well, congratulations,
Thank you,
Susie.
sir.
That's huge. That's a huge step, and
All by
you
myself.
took the time you needed to make
Yes.
this huge
Which we've
decision.
talked about that on other
Yeah.
Mindful
So
Mondays.
and I'm glad it's been about a year
It's
now,
literally been a year.
and you found the house that you really wanted.
Now I just
And
gotta figure out, this is my current challenge situation.
oh
I
Lord.
gotta figure out how the heck I'm gonna move my stuff and my life in, because social distancing. I can't hire people right now to move my belongings, and I've been lifting things. I've been working out, but
Well,
I can't carry a sectional by myself.
well, according to the timeline, we're supposed to be cleared on
All right,
April 30th.
let's not. Anyway, okay, so
All right.
so I think that's all I gotta say personal life. Because like I said, a lot of our personal life is really the business.
Yeah.
That's just such a big part of our life.
Because it all intertwines.
And again, we want to hear from you guys. Like, we're sharing what's going on in our lives right now. We want to hear what's going on in your lives. And one thing before I forget to say, I really do want to hear from people, like what they're excited about right now, like what's making them happy right now.
Yeah.
So that's, if you're like I don't really know what to say or what to share. What happened today that you're super excited about, or what are you excited about this upcoming week? Or if you feel like, hey, I can't feel excited about anything, we would love to hear that too. Like, we want to
Yeah.
hear
So
what's going on.
one thing negative about the situation personally is that I wasn't able to get water. I wasn't able to get water.
It's a
Water
small
was
thing.
out of stock for a while. So I was not very happy about that. But I lived through it, and just recently we went to the store and got a lot of water, so I'm happy now. But
Rashawn got several, even though it only said max per customer 2.
I
He
got
took many.
4. Because I didn't get the 2 from the last time I
Oh
went.
my land.
Okay. All right.
He drinks
Anyways,
a lot of water.
I drink a lot of water, and it's a part of my
And
life.
what a blessing it is that you were able to get some.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was a blessing. So yeah. Now that I have my water, I think I'm good. I'm good. I got some papayas. I'm good to go
Yes.
with my life.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Personally,
so
I'm good again.
yes.
Oh, okay.
And I personally am fabulous because, again, Rashawn's been cooking every day, and I've been reaping all the
And
benefits.
she's also been eating all the leftovers.
I feel so bad. I thought I was allowed to eat all of the beets, but the golden beets, which are delicious.
Oh my god.
Rashawn's like, "Did you eat all the beets?" I was like, "Yeah."
I was like, that was for like 4 meals.
Oh my god. I felt so bad because I know how much work he puts into it.
Oh
And
my
I really
god.
don't think I recognize that, but I really do. Like, I know how much work you put into it. And if you were expecting to be able to use that somewhere else, I just felt very bad.
But anyways, moving
Keelan,
forward.
really quick before we get into business stuff.
Okay.
Keelan said, "I'm happy that I'm talking to my family more because of everything.
Yay.
We are making more of an effort to check in. I'm excited about class tomorrow." Oh, what a great segue.
Yes.
What a great segue. But no, we're happy to hear that you're able to chat with the family too more. That's freaking
What did Jewel
awesome.
say?
And Joel said, "I'm excited for the pause that Susie was talking about to reflect and spend time on things I've been wanting to do and not making time for."
Yes.
Yeah, I've been talking
And
about that a
Jules,
lot.
I saw that you've been cooking and searing up some steak with some what is that?
Jules is doing everything.
Yeah, searing up the steak with garlic, butter, and some herb in the pan.
Yeah.
I see you, girl, picking up some skills over the break.
Shoot.
Yeah. So
Shoot.
let's just jump right into how it's affected us business wise.
Because we teach classes in person.
Yeah. So
And
most of our business is about the experience that we provide in person, sharing energy, sharing passion, sharing our love for dance through being in a class with a number of people, helping them grow as dancers. That is our business, and we haven't been able to do that. Actually, we were told we were not able to do that 2 weeks ago, right? So upon hearing that, we were like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna be able to share what we love? We've been doing this. I've been doing it. I've been sharing dance for about 16 years straight, no breaks. So what's up? I've been sharing that 16 years,
Oh,
10 scores.
I thought you said 60.
No, 16 years. I've been sharing dance almost every day of my life. I've been dancing my entire life, and now that we've made a business out of it, um, we've been sharing dance and talking about dance and teaching
We're coming up
for
on
the
our
last
4-year
for the last
anniversary.
4 years. So our
Our
four,
4-year anniversary is in 2 weeks.
yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
April 15th. Yeah,
Tax day.
yes, tax day. So we've been doing it for 4 years consistently as Musicality Central,
We
and
definitely having a party when we out of this piece.
so
Yeah.
we were told that just like every other business, we were told because we're not essential, we were told that we had to close our doors in order to help this situation move along faster. And I respect our governor because he acted swiftly and he acted with intention, and we didn't have to question his decision. So I respect that. So we had to close. We Before he said everything was going to be closed, we were going to try to hold classes or continue to teach
Yeah.
classes with a less number of people for a
Like we
capacity.
were about to hit send on a communication to you guys, telling you all the things about like, class limits are down to 12, blah blah blah. This is what we're doing to make sure everything's sanitary. And then like a minute later, it felt
Yeah,
like it was like,
I was like,
wait,
nope,
you're
we
like,
gotta
Susie,
close.
don't send it.
Nope, we gotta close. So,
Caitlin said, please, you are essential for our sanity. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just
that's so
kidding.
true. That's so true.
And honestly, it is though.
Dance keeps me sane and relaxed and like happy. So I'm glad that it does the same for you guys too, even though we're not able to do it in person. It's been so. Let's just talk about that
Yo,
later.
so what?
The videos and stuff that we have been getting from our classes, the videos.
Oh.
Yeah, let's talk about that later. But so yeah, so we heard that we had to close, and Susie and I were like, "How are we gonna do this?" This is our opportunity to dive into our plan to offer online classes.
Which, by the way, can I just say, perspective, right?
Mhm.
We have been talking about how can we take some of what we do in class in person online. We've been
Mhm.
having that conversation for at least
2 years,
now.
yeah.
Because we want to be able to share it with more people too. Just can I be frank in a
Mhm.
business sense?
Yeah.
Like business wise, like obviously we love like in class in person stuff is what we love. It's what gives us our heart's joy. But from a business standpoint, it's not scalable, meaning you can only, there's a max capacity of people you can have in a room. So, however many people can have a room for however many classes you can hold, that's your max capacity. Scalable is meaning like you can have X amount more people, X times more people, and more money's coming in. So, like, how can we make this scalable? Like, we got to take it online, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we've been talking about like courses and different things that we can do. And then
And this is hinging on our like finding a space, a home for Musicality Central as well. So we've been just working on finding new areas, new revenue streams that we can revenue stream.
right.
But new revenue streams that we can basically um, help us take care of the expenses of being in our own
Because
space.
to be honest, like we just having classes in studio, I don't know how studios do it because it's not easy financially.
Yep.
So like we would literally be having these online classes or whatever it is, the courses, money coming in from online offerings as a way to support having a physical space
Yep.
because holding classes in person can be really challenging to actually just make rent.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy. So
Well,
yeah.
make rent on the level of owning your own space.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Owning your
yeah.
own space, because the owning your own space is a whole different level
Mhm.
of like expenses.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
anywho, so like I said, we've been talking about that for years now at this point.
So basically,
And
this situation gave us the opportunity to activate Plan Online.
and by activate, it shoved us
Yeah.
in. It was like, here
It was
you
like
go.
it was like you were just born, you don't have your wings, so I'm just gonna push you out the nest and let you fly. You gotta learn how to fly before you hit the ground.
We're like, okay.
Flap, 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 flap. But the one thing that Susie's really good at is
Everything.
researching and getting all the information we need to get things started.
Mhm.
And she's been doing that on her own over these past 2 years, as well as like educating me on how to do that. And when this thing came about, we basically just like came together and we're like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna make this happen? And our ideas and how to get this thing up and running. We just brainstorm for an entire brainstorm, learn. Um, just it was just a whole week of learning and taking big steps.
Mhm.
And as you can see, our big step led to the Sunday workshop that we
Debut
had,
workshop.
debut
Yeah.
workshop, where everything that we have been working for and saving for, and also buying equipment for, turned out to be exactly what we
Can I
needed.
say this too?
What?
Like, it's so crazy how like um we don't always understand why things happen, or like whether it's good or bad or in the middle or whatever. Like, we don't always understand how things all fit together, maybe until after the fact or maybe never at all. But in this specific situation, it is so cool to for us to see how this is all played out to prepare us
Hmm.
physically and mentally and all the things for where we need to be to serve you guys right now. Because
Yes.
like Rashawn just mentioned, one small piece of it is like equipment. So like we bought
A
uh,
mirrorless camera.
a nice camera for specifically for
Probably
videography.
like 3 months ago.
It was, yeah, like November time frame when they had
Yeah.
deals and stuff. So like a videography type camera. And that is what we're using right now on our YouTube
YouTube.
live,
And for our online
and
classes.
of course for all of our online
Yeah.
classes, right? So that's what we bought it for, but that's exactly what we needed in order to be able to teach these classes online. Also, us doing all of our like, if you've ever taken our first aid counts, right? Because we teach in classes, but recently, like over the past year or so, we've been doing these things called first aid counts, which is basically us recording little tutorials of our routines to share with you guys online. So us doing those over the past year have gotten us very comfortable with talking to a camera.
And also doing this right now. Like
Exactly.
doing Mindful Mondays where we basically talk about who we are away from dance
Hmm.
and what we do on a daily basis, our daily methods of operation. We go in DMO of how we go about our lives and get things done throughout the day, and what's the mindset that you have to get your goals accomplished.
Hmm.
Like talking to you guys through Instagram, you know, has prepared us to basically be ourselves on camera
Yeah.
at all times.
Because I don't, depending on what you've done over the past couple of weeks, you might have taken other classes, whether it's dance classes or any other. You might have interacted with some different people online through like, yeah, on live streams, and you might have had like an awkward experience, or you might not have.
Yeah,
Who knows? But
but because
it's not
a
easy.
lot of people are trying to figure out how to do what they do through.
I love no. What you're saying, trying to figure out how to do what they do
Mhm.
through camera,
Yeah.
and I'm laughing because I've seen so many like memes and like little gifs and stuff, um, poking fun at people who like they're like fitness coaches trying to figure out Zoom for the first time, and that they're like, "Can you hear me? Can you see me?" Like it's just poking fun at it, and not to like make fun of anyone specifically. It's just like the situation of trying to figure out the tech and get used to all of the things that are involved in
Yeah,
it.
and get used to
It's not
sharing
easy.
sharing your passion
Yeah,
through
and how to connect with
yeah,
people. Like it's
it's
not easy. And so we're very grateful that we have there's been so many things leading up until this time today that have prepared us for
oh
that.
my God.
Also, can we share about where we're at right now?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're in Rashawn's apartment right now, which if you're not aware, can we put this out
Ah,
there?
sure.
Okay. If you're not aware, it's attached to the Be Moved facility. So he lives on the upper level of it. So which is incredible because that has afforded us the opportunity to use the space, the studio space downstairs to teach our classes. Otherwise, because
We
we're
would
not supposed to
not,
be traveling,
yeah, we're
right?
not supposed to be traveling, or we're not in, like I said before, we're not in considered essential as far as a business is concerned.
According to,
But because I live on top of the studio, we're able to use it.
yeah.
Um,
So it's just so crazy. Like Rashawn moved in here, what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago,
yeah,
something like that.
August, September,
Like if
October,
he didn't
November, December.
last year, it hasn't been a
So it's
year.
about 7 months.
Yeah. So if he didn't move in here, we wouldn't be able to do our classes from a studio setting, which is something that's important to us right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's just really cool to think about all the things that have led up to where we are today. So with that, like, because obviously we're talking about all of our own
So this
situations.
entire situation is not only serendipitous, but it's also been in the making
Mm-hmm.
of like things just falling into place by all the work we've been putting in all around our business.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
yeah,
before we continue, I want to just like encourage you guys to think about where you're at in your life right now, and maybe it's a hardship that you're experiencing, but I want you to think about what has taken place in your life before today that has helped to prepare you for it. Like if you're a mom trying to figure out how to feed your kids, like what has if you didn't go through maybe another hardship in the past, would you know how to go about doing it? You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to think of something off the cuff, which I'm not the best at. But like, um, I don't know. Just think about what you've experienced before today. That if you hadn't experienced it, you would have no idea what to do right now. Once you think of that, just take some time to be grateful for it.
and I'll tell
You
you
know?
this. I'll tell you this. Like, it has not been easy. It
Right.
has
That's
not been
important.
easy. It has been a struggle to figure out just this for me because I am all about talking in person. I think I've talked about this or
Tell them again.
spoken about this so many times. Like, I'm an in-person type of dude. Like, I like being in the presence of people. I like seeing their expressions. I like interacting with them, having conversation, looking them straight in the eye, all of those things. So doing this through, I can see you looking at me. I can feel you, right? But doing all those things through the internet was a struggle for me. It was so hard for me because I'm like, who am I talking to? It look like I'm talking to a screen. But then I realized who's on the other side of that screen. They're people that they're just people that are trying to, just like when you're looking into somebody's face, it's the same thing,
Hmm.
except you don't have a face looking back at you. So the thing is to picture someone on the other side, and that's how I got to this point of feeling more comfortable speaking to a camera or a phone.
But it wasn't just like a light switch where Rashawn was like, "Oh, I just need to think about someone on the other side."
No,
Flip. No, like
it took
it's
years.
taken years of him having to actively remind himself as well as me, like in the moment, be like, "Rashawn, you look so disconnected right now. Like who? What? I'm like, who are you talking to right now? Like
Yeah.
what are you trying to communicate?" And sometimes we'll like actually pick a specific person who might be like the ideal person to hear what he's trying to say, and he'll like envision that person, or you at least used to.
Mm.
But anyway, so what the reason Rashawn's sharing that is to say the things that have prepared him for this. It wasn't just like, oh, there was this thing that
Yeah.
happened.
Or
It was an ordeal
yeah.
for
So what I'm
years.
what I'm basically saying is uh, it made me uncomfortable.
Mm,
And in order for you to grow and to get to something that you want to do, that you might have to do something else or do something different to prepare you for it.
mm-hmm.
Because now here's where I am. I have no choice but to do it through
Right.
this. So what how can I, like, if my business stops and it's all in person, if I didn't train to do it like this, I would be even more stressed right now because I would have this mountain of I don't know how to do it
Mm-hmm.
through looking at a camera,
Mm-hmm.
but I've put myself in that uncomfortable situation so many times that now it's not an issue for me mentally
Yeah.
or nervously or whatever, however it affected me before. I am 100% genuine myself right now talking to you guys through camera,
Praise
and
the
I'm
Lord.
I'm so happy that I'm here because I used to get so frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, I used to get so frustrated, and there's evidence of me going through that frustration. If you've ever seen my first cooking show that I did called
It's up on the tube.
Culinary Choreography, um, you'll see the frustration of wanting to like just cook and not talk, but having to talk and trying to figure out how to do that and answer questions and like be descriptive, like all those
But be
things.
also be personal, because like if you know Rashawn in person, he's so like bubbly and like um outgoing and like very he wants to connect with people. But in that moment when he was doing the cooking
I
show,
was
he
just
was
like,
so
boom.
like business
I
mode.
went into Chef
And I'm like,
Rashawn.
Rashawn, there's a camera you need to connect with
Yeah,
right now.
I went into chef mode, which is like I've got 90 things I need to balance in the kitchen, and
You got 9 in 1.
talking to this camera is not one of them.
Yeah.
I got 99 and it ain't one, okay? Yeah. Yeah, Susie, why you look away?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention that it might be something that makes you uncomfortable, but you have to expose yourself to that over and over again for you to understand it and to make it not something that you battle with inside your head or your intentions.
So here's my question for y'all. If you've had within this whole situation over the past few weeks or months, whatever it's been for you personally, if you've had a personal impact where it's really changed your day-to-day life, give us like a I don't know what kind of emoji. I don't want to say thumbs up, but like a yeah, or just say yeah. Like I want to know from people like who has this actually really impacted
Hmm.
in any capacity. Um, and like we said, it could be personally, it could be like your career, your business, whatever it is. And if you want to share and hear what it is, we would love that too. And then from there, what I want you to think of is how can you how can you what am I trying to say? Turn it into an opportunity because that's I've been saying that a lot lately. But what's another way that you can look at the situation?
How can you,
Help me
yeah,
out.
how can you change your perspective?
How can you change your perspective?
If you guys noticed, we just also put up a video on Instagram of a documentary that I did with Susie and all of my dance buddies in Buffalo about misconstrued perspective. Life and everything that we do is a matter of perspective. And if you are able to change your perspective or your mindset on how you see something, then you will go about it differently.
Hmm.
And that's what Susie is basically trying to hint on right
Yeah.
now.
So perspective, and then with that, action.
Hmm.
Like, how can you act differently? But in order to act differently, you do have to change your mindset
Yes.
first, right?
Yes.
So, for example, us saying like we're gonna do online classes, if we at first were like crap, like we can't teach our classes in person, that sucks. Like that's this the only way we can connect with our people and being
Exactly.
shut off to anything else. Well, yeah, we're not gonna have online classes.
But if we're saying, hey, we love teaching, and if this is some way, if this is another avenue or another way that we can do that, how can we? How the best question you can ask yourself when something seems ridiculously hard or impossible is how. How can we do this? How can we go about doing
Mm,
this? And keeping your mind open. How? How is one of the best questions you can ask rather than I'm not doing this.
yeah.
How can I do this? How? Because once you ask that question, you'll start answering that as you move forward with your thought process.
Mm,
There will be a lot of things that are going to come into your life to help you answer how
mm,
because you are now interested on
right.
taking your what you're thinking about to a different level.
Right.
But if you don't ask yourself how, it'll just stay right here.
I feel like asking yourself how is like, let's say the solution is over to my right
And you
in this
don't even know what
direction,
it is.
but I'm facing this way,
Mm.
and I'm like, well, we can't do it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And then all of a sudden, Rashawn's like, well, how do you ask me?
Yeah, how do we do this?
And I'm like, how do we do this? And by saying the words how, it forces me to turn this way. I
Mm.
haven't made any steps anywhere. I've just changed my focus. And now I'm like, oh, there's a solution, and then
Yeah.
from there it can take steps towards it.
Yeah, because you
Does that make
said,
sense?
yeah, because you asked how,
It
now
opens up a door.
now what you do starts to transform into what you want to do or what you're going to do next. And that is the beautiful thing about the question how. Because we've been asking that question for over 2 years. And then all of a sudden, the opportunity to make it happen um, was given to
Was
us.
forced upon
It was
us.
forced upon us, and we had to figure it out.
Yeah.
We had already started research and doing all those things before, but we took it to another level. Like, we need to get this done next week.
Yeah.
We need to get this done next week and up and running next week. And because we thought of it in that way, we put so much into action. Like, we already had the camera, we already had the laptop. We needed
Kind
to
of.
we needed to get something to connect the camera to the laptop. We needed to get better audio. We needed to get internet that wasn't going to cut out. So we needed to
And we
find.
needed to get an understanding of a new software to
Yep.
actually do the live
So
stream
all those things we had to learn about, and we learned as much as we could
in a
with
week.
in a week to get it to you guys in a week. Like, that's
Which, by the
it's
way,
crazy.
really quick, keep talking to the people. Don't
Yeah.
mind me, guys. Don't. I'll be right back.
So yeah, it's crazy because to think about how quick the turnaround was from closing our doors to transferring everything to online is just unimaginable quick. And I'm proud of ourselves that we were able to do it. And Susie is getting excited, and she gets this like weird like expression on her face. Why don't you come on over here? Susie, come on over here. Why are you being weird? So, here, the last component that we needed was our telecommunications department. No. So our audio, the one thing that we wanted to do this past week was to get microphones to eliminate the echo that happens when we speak in the mic of the computer or the laptop in the studio
Can
when
I
we're
say,
teaching.
we're not planning on using the headset mic. We have lapels that are like ones that go to your shirt.
Yeah.
That's what we're planning on using, but this came with it, and I just think it's hilarious because it always makes me think of Britney Spears.
So yeah, we actually got them in today. The last component of making everything beautiful, the experience, just a full circle of as close to being in person as possible, is the microphones, and we got them in today, and we are excited.
Well, we got to test them tonight because
Yeah.
we haven't had the opportunity to do that. So fingers crossed it works without any issues, and that we can actually use them starting tomorrow when we start our
So
tutorial
now we're
classes.
gonna have to go back into test mode because
To figure it out.
yeah, test mode to learn again how to incorporate the last component into what we're doing, so we can offer you the best experience possible. So yeah, so again, we had to change our mindset. We had to change our mindset, um, and ask the question, how can we get what we do to people given the situation that we're in right now? And because everything was serendipitous of me living on the apartments above, well, the one apartment above the studio, and get us having the camera and us having
Being
just
comfortable.
being comfortable talking to you through the internet. All those things came together at the right time in order for us to restructure our business through online, and be able to teach our classes and provide them for you guys to take them from home.
Chris said, please keep all the outtakes and make it a newsreel of it.
What?
Oh, look who just joined. Of all of our just ridiculousness. She's like, get like a bloopers reel, basically.
Okay.
It could happen. You never know. Welcome,
Jason?
guys.
Is it Jason that just joined?
Jason and Melanie.
Oh, nice.
They both just joined. Hi, guys.
Hey.
We're just chatting about this whole situation. This is Mindful Monday for anyone who's unaware. And every last Monday of each month, we always talk about a different topic. So, hello, we got to talk about the current situation.
Yeah.
And how we're experiencing it, and how we're trying to make sure we're keeping things in perspective. Yeah, so I just wanted to
And
mention
by the
that.
way, Melanie, I saw the routine that you did um, recently. You're amazing.
Isn't she though?
Two thumbs up
I,
and two pinkies. Yeah, so
can
it was
I
so
can I
good.
just give it to
And
you?
by the way, I saw, I think it was Jason that did the videography. Yo, you
Hey,
killed that,
thank
Jason.
you.
So,
Can I just give a tangent for Melanie?
yes.
Like, yo, Melanie, you know what? Can I just say what I love about? I haven't seen. I think that's the only original choreography I've seen of yours. Um, I lied. I've seen two. Within your choreography, I love that. Yes, you teach heels choreography, and there's a lot of heels that you see, like on Instagram these days, right? But I feel like I don't know how to describe it. Yours is different. So much of choreography can look the same because we're learning from each other and it's just so easy to kind of pick up moves and all these things, but just like the nuance of your choreography and your decisions that you make, it's distinct to me. It doesn't look like everybody else's choreography, and I
Choreo-
appreciate that.
choreography should not look like
It
everybody
shouldn't,
else.
but sometimes it's not always easy to do that. I struggle with that personally.
True, but you got to be in touch with you.
I know it. I'm just trying to give her some props. That's
Yeah,
all I'm trying to do.
for sure.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say yeah, also loved your choreography and I really
So
appreciate it.
we appreciate that you are in touch with yourself
That's right.
and you are able to be unique and provide choreography that's specific for your body, but you're sharing it with the world, so
That's
it's
right.
yours.
That's right.
Boom, give you pounds, 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 pounds. All right. So yes. So that is what how it changed our business personally. I mean, on a professional level.
There we go.
Yeah. So then we had to, because of the entire situation, we had to figure out, hey, people aren't, people. Some people are out of jobs. Some people aren't working. And we had to come up with a new uh, basically way for a new package or new packages for people to pay for classes. New discount packages because there's no way we can charge exactly what we were charging before.
I mean, we
Given
could.
we
We totally
could,
could.
we
Yeah.
could, but I
We
I think
recognize.
about myself. Like,
Yeah.
there's one business that I can't completely run right now, and so I'm not getting income as much as I want to, from before. There's contracts that I can't do right now because of every with the school board that I can't do right now because of that. So, I had to bring that to the conversation of like, how are we going to set up payment for class?
Mhm.
What are we going to charge for classes? And with that all said, we had to develop um, we had to show some compassion as far
Yeah.
as financials are concerned, and offering the classes. But the one thing that we weren't that we definitely were not going to do is to offer all of our classes for free.
Cause we a business.
Yeah, because we are
Cause
we are a small business, and survival is very important um, for the
yeah.
community.
Cause here's and this is a good. I think this is a good way to look at
Yeah.
it. Are are the toilet paper companies offering toilet paper for free? No,
No.
they a business. They a business, so of course it's people need toilet paper right now. They're gonna buy it.
Mm.
If people need dance classes right now, which I think honestly people do, everyone needs some type of activity right now, whether it's dance or something else. People are gonna buy it. Like
Hmm.
that's just it. Or if you want, you can. Hey, we will tell you there is so much free content out there. You
Yeah.
can go crazy, get busy with the free
I mean,
content.
I have partake in
And some
some
free,
free
yeah.
classes. I've
Oh
taken
yeah.
free classes from what's his name?
Alex Chung.
Alex
Alexander Chung.
Alexander Chung.
Yeah.
I've taken class from Kasia. I've taken class from so many people online. From even man, I can't remember their name, but I've taken so many
Yeah.
free
Or people
online
just doing it
classes.
on
which is
Instagram.
like which is like so awesome because normally you don't get that,
Right. You don't get that
and these
opportunity.
are choreographers that we look up to, and all we've been wanting to take a class
Hmm.
from them as well. So
Yeah.
it's been a mix of free
Hmm.
and um, like classes that you've had to pay for. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a blessing. It's a blessing um, in every way that involves learning,
Hmm.
as far as dance is concerned.
Yeah.
So
So if you want to find some free classes, there's probably literally several classes that are free every single day. Which can you just check that, see how
yeah, it's
far we have?
15%.
Okay.
We're good.
So you can totally take advantage of that. The thing is I would say with our classes, if you've ever taken our class, then you know how we teach and you know how we are. Because sometimes taking classes, maybe from people who teach out in LA, they
So
might teach very fast.
so Leanne
Yeah.
has asked. So question: how do you make dance as essential as
Mm,
toilet paper, and people will have no question paying the same price?
that's marketing.
Yeah.
That's a marketing question for you. Yeah, yeah, we know what you said.
Yeah.
Um, that's yeah, that's definitely a marketing. So instead of us saying like, take our class, here's our class. We have dance class today, which obviously we have to share that we have class. It'd be more so like relaying to people how taking class can impact their spirit because it can be easy for us to push that aside, like our internal being and internal wellness, and the self care component. Because self care is not just putting a facial on your face, right? Self care is actually taking care of yourself and your being. And for some people, dance is how they do that. So it
So,
would
and
be,
self care is very important.
especially right now, especially when there's so much sadness that can easily, like, you turn on the news, you instantaneously
Are
feel
down.
so sad.
Yeah.
Turn on, I don't want to tell people to not watch the news straight up, but if you're going to watch some news, make sure you're also watching and intaking something that's very positive, because otherwise you can just be so down the rest of the day, and then guess what, you ain't going to do nothing productive the rest of your day that you're happy about. You're going to just sit in the sadness of, oh my gosh, this horrible thing is happening and I can't do anything. You can do something. You can do things to take care of yourself, which guess what, when we take care of ourselves, we can better show up in the world for other people, which it's a domino effect.
Yes.
It spreads.
Yes.
And we need the positivity to spread. So that's why it's so important to do things that make you happy, that light you up so much that people just, or anyone around you, whether they're physically in your house, like your family, or you're, doing a FaceTime with them, or you're sharing something on social, they will see that excitement, that light, that positivity, and they can also benefit from it.
Yes.
That all
So
makes sense?
yes, that makes a lot of sense. I think
All right.
she
That is so well said. Yeah.
toilet paper. Yeah.
Thanks, Will.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is so well said. Thank you.
Yeah. So all of that. So it's important, and just like we said earlier, we are also a business, so we do
Yeah,
need to
and
stay in business.
also what I don't get it. Like, why is toilet paper so important?
Yo, so this is my theory, and
Why
I
is
think it's,
toilet? Well, I know I've seen the question so much on Facebook, but
why has it become such a big
yeah,
deal? Can I share my theory?
yeah,
I'm gonna
hit
share
them
my
with your
theory.
theory.
So my thought is that I think that maybe somewhere somebody put up some post about, oh, this like location is out of toilet paper, right? So maybe at like one, this is just a thought, I have not confirmed this. At like one location, someone put on social media, there's no toilet paper. Someone saw that and was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get toilet paper. I'm gonna run out of toilet paper. It's the group think, the social think concept, where if you see that everybody else is getting toilet paper, you're like, oh my god, what am I gonna wipe my butt with? Like, you know what I mean? The reality is that A, you have toilet paper in your house. B, there's so much toilet paper. But because everybody was like, like if you see someone running, if you see, let's just say, if you see a group of 5 people running from one direction and they look like they're in a panic, you look and you're like, oh my gosh, do I need to be, you just start running because you think something's going to be chasing you, right? Without even realizing, wait, what's actually happening? I think
But
that's what
but
happened.
here's another I don't know if I should even talk about this, but
What?
here's another spin on just toilet paper, the need for toilet paper. I feel like toilet paper companies are gonna need to change how they like just toilet paper in general. Just think about it.
What, like the material?
Yeah, just
Okay.
we got like
We're running
27.
out of
We're
time.
running out of
We'll
time.
restart
We'll
another
restart
one.
it in a second. I'll restart my thought process
Well, then
behind that
really
too.
quick, we'll say Melanie said you're gonna use Kleenex. That's true. You
Yeah.
could use some Kleenex. But what if there's no more Kleenex? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We are going to restart the live in 10 seconds, so don't go anywhere. This
We'll
live
be
is
right
is
back.
already going.
It's lit.
Yeah.
It's Mindful Monday.
So we'll see you in like 2 seconds. Peace. All right, here we go. Start it over again.
Share.
Oh my God.
Hi, YouTube. We're still here. We're just gonna share our Instagram, and then we're gonna start a new one and continue our
We
convo.
can't stay long on this one though.
No, we can't. The phone's
Mm.
gonna die. All right, we're live. We're back.
So yes, welcome back.
We're
You
gonna
know,
keep this live a little shorter.
just a little short, so we can get through what we need to. Again, we've already been through how everything has affected us personally, and we have discovered, well, we already know this, that our personal lives kind of spill over into our business or professional lives.
Yeah.
So, what I was on the verge of saying about toilet paper is that our concept of toilet paper is gonna have to change at some point because
Leaves?
no, not leaves.
Oh.
I'm just saying wipes. I think wipes are a lot more sanitary than toilet paper because toilet paper doesn't. I don't think it ever gets you completely clean.
Your Mindful Monday is getting real.
It doesn't ever get you like okay. Think of it this way: you have
You don't clean a baby's bottom with toilet paper.
exactly.
Nah, son.
You get wipes again. So you make a mess on the counter, right? Not like boo boo
Chris
mess.
said wipes are sold out too. Well, we're all in this
But I'm
crap
saying, like,
house.
thinking about it, toilet paper is sold out, but the concept of toilet paper is getting so like primitive. Where you think of toilet paper, where you're like, I'm using toilet paper, but does toilet paper ever really clean? Does it really clean what's going on down there?
Happy Monday.
You need soap and water,
Yo,
or
Denise, I love this because this is talking about perspective, which is something we always. This is literally why we do these lives.
yeah,
Denise said, "Listen, we spoiled in war. They had nothing."
exactly. So
Wow.
So
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I can't even like trying to think about like doing my business and like
doing my business.
and not have anything to what like.
Yeah. So
How blessed, like, legitimately take a second. How blessed are we to have that luxury?
yeah, true.
Whether it's a wipe or
It's a first world. It's a first world problem.
a leaf.
Leaves are rough, yo.
I know someone said leaves. Denise said use the leaves.
Yeah, but again, I know we've talked so much about our personal lives and also
Just invest in a bidet.
yeah.
I have always said I want a bidet, so that sounds like a great idea.
Oh my
gosh.
Why did we
Bidets. Mindful Monday. This is real life, Rashawn.
Okay.
We can't make it look like sparkles and sunshine all day.
True.
Sometimes it looks like a toilet.
But yeah. Hopefully a clean toilet. But anyway, moving forward, we've talked about how this has affected us on a personal level and how it's in business. We've been preparing for this unknowingly for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So and it's driven us to it's forced us to really figure this out from like how to do everything ourselves on the IT or technical level.
The IT.
Yeah,
on the inters of web.
Yeah, on the technical level to bring you guys our classes online.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for being patient with us throughout that week as we figure this out. And being patient with us the first week as we figure out how to create a system that works, that we're satisfied with, and what is high quality enough to basically be a platform for what we do. So,
Chris said, so we can blame the current situation on you.
what?
We just started.
We just started.
I don't know what that means.
Oh,
I got a little bit lost.
they just started with the online stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Denise, how's that going?
Yeah.
How's that going? We would, whether you share it here or outside of this live, we would love to hear about it because obviously we're in,
Chris says,
similar
so we
boats.
can blame this current situation on you. I don't know what that means.
Live vision boards.
Yep, live vision boards.
I'm getting confused. It was Denise said it was hard. Yeah, it's a challenge.
It is.
It is a different
It
challenge, and
is
like
so.
whether you're a dance studio or you have a different business or your work situation is changing or just like your day-to-day routine is changing, we all need to adapt somehow. And again, I think a great way to round this whole live Mindful Monday live out is to think how, like Rashawn said, ask how. How can I adapt? Because if we don't ask how and we just realize, oh crap, I can't do what I normally did, and we stay
And
there,
you get
it's
emotion. You get
depressing.
yeah. The emotions bring you to a point of depression where you can't do anything. It takes even more of. It takes even
Energy, yeah,
more work to get out of a depressed state than to go.
exactly.
How can I do this and move forward?
Yeah. So
So.
whatever the situation you're in right now, where your normal day to day is being challenged, what you're maybe comfortable with is being challenged. Start asking, how can I adapt? How can I adjust? How can I make this situation better
Mhm.
than what I was even doing 2 weeks ago? How can I make this situation better?
Yeah.
Um,
And it starts out with being
mhm,
honest with yourself
mhm,
and honest with everything that's connected to what you want to get better at. Because if there are things like the bank, or there's things like because I'm also watching other people that have small businesses that have like five or three or two small businesses, and they're not working, and they're battling the bank as far as mortgage relief,
oh man.
and it's kicking their butts. And I can only imagine what so many small businesses are going through, including you, Denise,
Hmm.
and Ma Dance Studio,
All the
and
studios,
so
yeah.
many restaurants and bars, all
All
of
the
them,
in
they're going
persons.
through, like, I can only imagine it's gotta be super tough.
Hmm.
But the only way to move forward with some type of resolve is to ask how.
Hmm.
Is to ask how you can transform what you're doing, or do something else, or do
Hmm.
something that you've been dreaming about, and you're like, now's the time to try it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's nothing to really lose, right now.
I mean, there's always
There's
something.
always
But
something to lose.
something that I heard this morning, I was watching a Rachel Hollis live. If you don't watch her or follow her, definitely follow her because she is just some positivity that everybody in this world could use right now. But a perspective that she gave was, we're all gonna have to experience this one way or the other. It's our choice to decide how we want to experience it, because we can experience it down in the dumps of like, oh my gosh, I can't teach classes anymore, we can't see our people anymore, I'm not making the same money anymore. Or we can start asking how, so that we can start experiencing it differently, right?
Yep.
Because again, we're gonna, at the end of this, we're gonna come out of this. How are you gonna feel coming out of this? Are you gonna be proud of what you did and how you reacted, how you responded? Or are you going to look back and be like, this thing took over my life, and have more of a blame game for what life did to you?
Yeah. You got to start taking some steps. Even if you don't get to the point that you wanted to get to, you started.
Hmm.
You started something different.
Yeah,
And that in itself gives you
it's
a sense
huge.
of, like, accomplishment,
Hmm.
and a sense of resolve, that you can make a plan, you can go after it, you can do something different, you can think differently, you
Hmm.
know uh, and it builds some type of, like, amazing feeling on the inside.
Hmm.
So I would employ you. I like that word, employ
Are you
you.
paying them? You're an
No,
employee? Just
no,
kidding.
no. I would employ you. I would empower you.
There we go.
I use a different word. I will empower you
Hmm.
to think differently, and to go after the things that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That make you
yeah.
uncomfortable and make you have to change how you do your normal routine.
And guess what? There's no time to do it that like it is now, because sometimes we think like, oh, like I'm the only one who's gonna not be good at it or anything like that. There's so many people in this position of deciding to make themselves uncomfortable and putting themselves at a beginner's level of something new,
So
right? So
I
you're not
just
alone.
here's the crazy part. If you've been keeping up with me as well, my plan of 2020 was to put myself in a situation where I'm uncomfortable with every single
Hmm.
day of 2020 to make sure that I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Hmm.
That was my goal for 2020. So, and because I love putting myself there, I have this connection to learning new things and just putting all my energy into becoming better at something or learning something new every single day.
Yeah.
So, being uncomfortable is not bad. It just means that you're expanding who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So think about that when you
That's
go
literally
about
it.
your day or what you're doing now. Like there's different ways to think about things. Because you don't have a gym doesn't mean that you can't work out at home.
Hmm.
Um, you know, there's so many things. If you want to learn how to cook, put yourself in a position. Man, we have this like tool right now. We have Google and we have YouTube. Like there's
It's the
so
same thing.
Google and YouTube is not the same thing.
Well, they're both owned by Google.
Yeah, okay, but Google is the
Search engine.
search engine, and then there's YouTube. So like you have these crazy resources. Back in the day, I did not have YouTube, the internet, or
We had
I
encyclopedias.
had the library. Whenever I wanted to learn something new, I would go to the library on Saturdays and spend the whole day there reading books. Also because I was a nerd. I'm still a nerd, but I'm just saying I love learning. But right now if I want to learn something, I could just search YouTube. I could search
Thank
Google.
God. Oh my
So
God.
you're in a position to teach yourself, right? So do that. Do some
Hmm.
things that you always wanted to do.
Do it.
Learn about them. They're going to make you happy. Trust me. Whenever
Hmm.
you learn something new, it expands who you are and your happiness expands. So,
I agree with that.
yeah, so definitely do that for yourself. It is a beautiful thing. Like, I love learning new things because I learn new things about myself. Like, learning how to speak to people through online made me
Online.
appreciate online a little bit more,
Hmm.
and it made me appreciate myself a little bit more because I'm able to adjust, I'm able to adapt, so that is a big part of like learning.
Right.
You learn how
So
to adapt.
basically, this time is a really exciting time, or it's a really sucky time.
Yeah,
Which one do you
you
want?
gotta choose.
Do you want to have a sucky time in the crapper with no toilet paper? Maybe
and
a
no
leaf?
and no bidets.
No bidets? You got a single leaf you got to reuse?
You got a loose leaf paper. You gonna get some paper cuts.
It could be you could be in a crappy situation, or you could be in an exciting situation. Which one are you gonna choose? For
Pretty
real
much.
though, right?
Pretty much.
So you got to figure that out for yourself. And of course, we would encourage you to choose the latter.
Yes. We don't want paper cuts down there. It's rough. Yeah.
Anywho,
Anyway, that's our Mindful Monday
live.
for our current situation, and we appreciate everyone coming through and joining us
Yeah,
on our second live of
of
the
the
night.
night. Oh my God,
So
it's a long one.
thank you guys so much, and we have a couple updates that we want to go through for the week.
Always some updates, especially because there's so many things
Yeah, there's so
happening.
many things happening. Okay, so this week, first of all, I want to say I know you guys were expecting the Style Collab workshop, but it was canceled because of everything that's going on. We're not going to pick that up until after we are cleared to be with each other again. So, but it is still going to happen. James and I have been working, and we're ready whenever this is done to get this back in operation because we're going to kill this workshop. It's going to be an amazing workshop.
It's
So,
the truth.
other than that, this week we have our second week of classes, and we have this process down now. So we are ready to deliver our classes in HD and maybe with audio clarity that we didn't have last week. So, starting out Tuesday, which is tomorrow, we are back on our Choreo Tuesday online, which is at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. I am there. I'm going to be teaching hip hop for starters, and I am doing.
Wait, tell them what intermediate is. What is
Intermediate is at 7:15, and she's also teaching.
Wait, what are you teaching?
Oh my God, it's going.
Oh, yeah, they could
So
hear you.
at 6 p.m. for Hip Hop for Starters, I'm teaching My Chick Bad, Ludacris featuring Nicki Minaj, and Susie's phone is not working well. Yeah, it's off right now.
It's off.
All right, so yeah, I'm teaching My Chick Bad at 6 p.m.
This is 6 p.m. tomorrow, people. Hey. Alright, let me stop this before YouTube shuts us down.
All right. Oh snap! I forgot about that, Susie.
Whoops. Okay. And then what am I teaching?
You're teaching Water Dance.
Water Dance.
By Chris Porter featuring Pitbull at 7:15. So 6 p.m. Hip Hop for Starters. 7:15 p.m. Water Dance with Susie K.
That's right.
All right, intermediate hip hop. On Wednesday we have our live all out aerobics live drum covers.
Yeah, we gotta change what that's called.
Yeah, because it's lit with the drums, and it's going to be amazing. On Wednesday. Wednesday at what time? Susie, 7:30. Wednesday 7:30 to 8:30. We are lit.
Guys, I was distracted.
We are lit. And all out aerobics is in motion. Got to get our workout in. Got to get back into shape, especially because we've been sitting around and eating so many good food.
I'm gonna have some cheesecake after this.
Oh, I bet you are.
So yeah, that's Wednesday, like Rashawn said, all out aerobics, the live edition
at 7:30. And then on Thursday,
we're teaching our Choreo 101, which is our beginner choreography class. That is at 6:30. We haven't decided a routine yet for that class.
But you guys will know as soon as we decide, so we're not worried about that.
If you are a dancer or a beginner level dancer, or maybe it's been a minute, anything like that, that is the class for you because we go at a slow pace. I just want to make sure I say that. And then to round out the week, Saturday, we hitting it up live again with All Out Aerobics, 10:30 a.m. And all of these classes, we're saying the times because that's the times that we're going to be live on the YouTube. However, what's super dope about us having it on YouTube is that the people who pay for the classes, they have private link access.
They have access to it forever.
Access forever.
Yes.
Well, for the choreography classes, it's forever. For the aerobics classes, it's for 6 days.
Yeah, for 6 days.
So even if you can't make the class time, it's all good.
You can go back
and retake
You
it.
can go back.
Hey. So those are our classes, and like we mentioned earlier, we adjusted our pricing, so our classes are now $10 per class. However,
with options,
we have some special quarantine relief package options, meaning you can take or purchase 2 classes for $18, so $9 each, or 4 classes for $28, which is $7 each, which is actually a really freaking good deal.
Yes. And also, we might do a free workshop on Sunday.
This Sunday?
No, not this Sunday, but coming up. We
might
on the
lookout for another free opportunity.
Yeah, another free workshop.
On a weekend kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. April, new month is starting, guys. What are you going to do with this month, people? What you going to do?
Change your perspective. Make choices.
Get a new leaf.
Ask how. Take steps forward.
That's right. Is that everything? Is that all of our announcements?
Yeah, that's everything, Suze.
All right. If you guys want to talk to us, share any thoughts with us at all, just shoot us a DM.
Yeah.
We'd love to chat with you.
So thank you guys for tuning in to Mindful Monday.
Yes.
My name's Rashawn, and
my name is Susie.
And we always try to be mindful.
And we love chatting with you guys.
Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you throughout the week virtually or maybe we'll see you with 6 feet apart somewhere and we'll say hi.
You're like, hey, over there.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on our next Mindful Monday. Love you guys. Peace.
Yay! Let us know what the idea is, Chris, if you want to. Love you.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Can you hit end on that? I'll
Of
hit end
course,
on this
I
one.
got this one.
I got this one.
Peace.
Is it still going?